Hello and welcome to week 4 of our animal characteristic lesson. This week we are going to be talking about warm-blooded or cold-blooded animals. That's why I titled it Hot or Cold. So this is where you watch the video as you have probably been getting used to, and this video is here to help you understand how to send homework and how to use the links that are purposeful in the class. So this week we'll be discovering about what does warm-blooded and cold-blooded mean. So when you first log on and use the first tab that you'll see is warm and cold-blooded animals. Our directions say first read the definitions of warm and cold-blooded animals and then look at the two diagrams below. So we see the diagram for we see the definition of warm-blooded and then cold-blooded. So read those, and then as you scroll down, you will see the diagram. The directions say in your head while noticing the diagrams, ask yourself questions. Besides the bears, how are the two pictures the same? So what else do you notice about these pictures that are the same? For a warm-blooded animal, how are the pictures different? How do animals' temperatures change in different seasons, from snow to winter and sunny summer? So notice how their temperature looks different. Cold-blooded animals also, we have another diagram here, so it's using a frog as an example of a cold-blooded animal, and we're noticing how their temperature is different. These are the thermometers, and I can see them, so hopefully you'll be able to see the temperature, how it looks in the little thermometer. This one's lower than this one, and then these two, just to clarify, are the same. So think about that. Ask yourself some questions. Be a metacognitive thinker, meaning thinking about your thinking. After you're all done studying the diagram, your assignment is going to be to write about an animal that is warm-blooded and tell me why that animal is warm-blooded. It can be any animal you like. So if you would like to do a Google search and search for a unique animal, you can. And tell me why that animal is warm-blooded. You're going to write your answer on a Word doc, as we saw in Lesson 3, how to submit a Word doc. You simply go onto Word, type in your paper, save it in a file, and then come here and click Choose a File. And then if you used your desktop or a download or whatever you put it, you'll type in the file name and then you simply hit Open. Make sure you submit your first and last name and email so that way I can submit it back to you once we are all done. More information this week is going to be about warm and cold-blooded animals. I have a fun Bill Nye the Science Guy video that talks about reptiles. So if you know anything about reptiles, you know what type of characteristic it will be relating to specifically. And then although dinosaurs are extinct, you can still watch a video on them. It's still very fun and interesting, and everybody loves dinosaurs. So this is a great video to talk about warm and cold-blooded. Jump aboard with Miss Frizzle on the Magic School Bus. This one's going to be all about cold-blooded animals. Excuse me. So it's a fun field trip and a fun way to learn about the different animals that we see. I also have a few websites that you can go on to. BrainPop, a comparison chart. Although this comparison chart is about butterflies, it does a really good job describing warm and cold-blooded animals. So if you have any questions, this chart is great for a review during your test. And then this is another review that has some information about the animals. So I really like the chart and I want you to see what that looks like. So this is the chart. It has rows and columns. It has two columns. One's for cold-blooded and the other one's for warm-blooded. And it gives you like definitions for both. And then it also tells you about what type of creatures. So I think this will be very helpful during your assignment. Also, I have BrainPop. Everybody loves Moby. It's really short. You can do the question and answer here about warm and cold-blooded animals, and he talks a little bit more. It's just a question. And then you just simply access these just by clicking on them. So the dinosaur just simply. Look into his eyes. So those are pretty funny for you to watch too. And then after you do that, I do encourage you to make sure you visit the break time as we saw yesterday or last video. If you click on the break time here and view the different animals and see what they're up to, see if they have made any changes, this really will show you some different warm and cold-blooded animals and how they are living their life daily out in San Diego, California. So today, here we are at the polar bear den, and as we said yesterday that the San Diego Zoo controls where the cameras move, so currently it's in a spot where the polar bear is not, but it could move in a couple minutes to a different place. So that's week 4, worrying about warm-blooded and cold-blooded animals review. What it means, look at the diagram, submit your work about warm-blooded animals, and look for a review for more information. And if you have time, take some breaks so that way you can see what it really looks like for a warm and cold-blooded animal that's realistic and see how they're living today. I also encourage you to do some research on your own using Google to discover some more interesting facts about warm and cold-blooded animals. And as always, if you have any questions or if you want to share, remember to contact me and I'll be more than happy to make the class aware of what's going on. So without any more, I hope you all have a great week. Take care of yourself, and I will see you next week when we talk about backbones. Ooh, very Halloween. See you soon.